There was just breaking news from the center of the world's financial industry. Public can now listen to a tape of the G20 meeting that had been kept secret. The leaders of the world's most powerful countries have agreed on a new form of digital currency that will be used for all foreign trade, and Ripple's XRP the asset that is at the heart of this huge change. If you have ever thought about what money might look like in the future, you should knuckle up. This is no longer just a guess. People will write about this event in history books. A lot of people have thought of XRP as just one cryptocurrency in a huge ocean of digital assets for decades. Nothing is the same as it used to be because of this leak. XRP has shown that it is more than just a value in the cryptocurrency world. Because of this, the world's most powerful governments have made it so that it has to be the base currency for foreign banking. Imagine that a single digital item made it possible for 100 trillion worth of trade to happen every year around the world. This means that all payments and banking transactions between countries will be done with XRP. These are all the payments and settlements that happen in foreign trade. This isn't just empty words, from being ignored and looked at closely to being the basis of the whole global banking system. This is a big change in the story. Why is XRP the best choice? It says it can handle huge numbers of trades around the world very quickly, has very low transaction fees, and most importantly, has features that aren't found on any other cryptocurrency, found in a lot of other cryptocurrencies, which means it follows the law. These traits come from the unique things that make it unique as a salt. XRP is the best currency to help us get to the digital future of money. The flawed and expensive financial system that has been in place for many decades will come to end because of the decision made at the G20 meeting. XRP will power the digital world that is coming now and tomorrow. So that you can really understand how big, in order to make this change, we need to look back at the past. In 1944, leaders from all over the world met in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to figure out how to rebuild the world economy after World War II was over. This event marked the start of the gold standard, which changed the way the world's banking system worked for about 50 years. It set up a system that was tied to the US dollar and backed by gold. We are going a lot of people are calling Bretton Woods 2.0 right now. What's the difference between these two things? XRP, a digital asset that doesn't belong to any country and was made to meet the needs of the 21st century, has replaced gold as the world's main currency. The tape that was leaked says that world leaders were brave enough to give up the old financial systems that were based on fiat currency and gold in favor of a new digital financial system. XRP is what the future world economy will be built on. In the same way that gold was the basis for the old system, it will make things easier to do, make things clearer, and open the door for a huge growth of the world economy. This is not just a small change, it's a complete and total makeover that will create a global, efficient, and trustless financial network that can handle the challenges and needs of the digital economy in the future. Now, let's talk about the big problem that no one wants to talk about, the lawsuits and questions that are still going on about XRP, especially the well-known case brought by the Securities and Exchange Commission. From the beginning, these problems have caused a lot of stress and confusion for both investors and people who use cryptocurrencies. The ZC case, on the other hand, is no longer important since the G20 order is now in place. It doesn't matter anymore because it happened in the past. When it comes to XRP, this is the best checkmate bull case that can be found. All the worry and certainty and doubt that has been around XRP will finally go away when the governments of the world publicly back it as the basis of international finance. The people in charge of rules around the world will have to do what they do. Not long after casting doubt on XRP's legitimacy, the story will quickly change to talking about how it can be used by national and international financial institutions. Finally, the proof that buyers have been waiting for is here. From the ups and downs to the stories and worry that people have been through, this important turning point in history is the result of everything that has happened. What does this mean for the price of XRP? When you think about how much 100 is worth, above 100 million per coin is pretty cheap. Trillions of dollars worth of trade must now go through XRP. Take a look at the numbers. The number of XRP coins in use right now is about 50 billion because it's being used as a bridge currency for such huge amounts of transactions. The market will demand XRP at levels that have never been seen before. Prices are not only going to go up, they are going to go through the roof. One important thing to remember is that people who bought assets with market values at the start have often made a lot of money. From now on, the price of XRP could go in a way that has never been seen before in the history of the cryptocurrency market. Some people might think that the $1 million price for XRP is crazy, but the fact that XRP will be used in so many transactions makes this value believable. It is impossible to fully understand the numbers, even if they are a little on the low side. This is when a lot of early users bought XRP for the first time because the prices were so low. It is now clear what the world is really worth. The new era of digital money has begun, and XRP is a big part of it. But let's take a moment to think about what this means in a bigger picture. The way we normally get banking will change a lot when XRP becomes the standard for all transactions around the world. Things like money transfers, bank transfers, and foreign exchange will all be faster, cheaper, and easier to understand, for no longer will you have to wait days to send money to another country. On the other hand, transfers will only take a few seconds and will almost no fees are charged. The fight against fraud and money laundering will be easier for states if they can better track and see what's going on. The overall efficiency of both small and big businesses will go up and costs will go down by a lot. Customers will benefit from a banking environment that is open, easy to use, and fair. With Ripple's technology, Not only is this change easy, it's also a step in the right direction. There is a very good chance that XRP will be fully integrated into the future banking system. This is as required by the G20 and because it works with major financial companies around the world. Right now is a very important time for the world economy as a whole, not just for people who own XRP. The strategy part should also be taken into account. A lot of countries have used the US dollar as their main exchange for trade for a long time. There is a lot of power in the United States over the world economy because of this. Based on XP, this new method shows one way that electricity could be sent to different places. The world's money supply will be spread out more fairly and evenly if this course of action is taken. This will stop any one country from controlling it. If this happens, the world might be safer and people will work together more. It goes without saying that there will be problems when the change is made. In order for such a big change to happen, states, central banks, regulators, and people in the private sector need to work together and join in ways that have never been seen before. Technology will also give us trouble, the rules need to be changed, and the market is unstable. The deal between the G20 countries was leaked, though, which shows that there is finally political will and agreement. It is very important for investors, companies, and regular people to stay up to date and adapt to this change as it happens. It's possible.